Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we are live on Project Cars 2 for PlayStation, and we are up to the final round for the Pagnian Imports Ginetta G40 Cup, and then being the final round that sees us finishing up at Long Beach Street Circuit. So it's going to be some excitement with plenty of walls and some tight battles tonight. So we'll take a look at the session. So for Long Beach, we've got our usual 15 minutes of qualifying. Weather conditions will be medium cloud, and then the race is 17 laps. Weather is medium cloud through to clear with a mandatory pit requirement. Our standings coming into the final round, we have DK Rush leading the championship with 548 points. That's close for the rest of the guys coming down there, and it's double points tonight, so there's still shots for taking the championship. And looking at last week's rounds, we're at the Monza short course, where we saw DK qualify pole, go on to take the win, and Mick Cliff scored the fastest lap bonus points. And we are in USA for Long Beach Street Circuit. The track length is 3.86 kilometers. There's 11 turns, and it is very fast, very technical, and it is rather tight driving around here with these Ginetta G40s. If you join us for the stream, jump in the chat, say hello. If you're new to the channel as well, don't forget to hit that follow button. We appreciate the growing support. And we are live here on Thursday nights for Project Cars 2, but also on Monday nights for iRacing. So plenty of racing to come at you each week. And there you go, and thanks for jumping in the chat. Yeah, drive hard or go home. Yes, we are all at home. Drivers scrambling out on track. Spray gets a little bit loose. We did have a little bit of a delay getting in. Thought we're having some possible clashing issues, but it was just actually a bit of a hardware issue with just one of the drivers. Bigler's unable to hear us in the lobby beforehand. That's usually a sign that you're clashing with a driver. Managed to get that resolved. Back into the session. Hopefully that holds out for him for the remainder. So we have 9 drivers registered at the moment. Head farmer trying to get some temp into those tyres pretty quickly. Drivers having a good shot at all the short courses for the series so far. Meant that if they did make a mistake during their qualifying, they had enough time to be able to bring the car back in, get out for an untimed lap, and then commence that qualifying run again. When we're going to be seeing much longer lap times, that's not going to be as many opportunities. DK, our championship leader. Aiming to take back-to-back championship wins. With the walled circuits in Project Cars, they will allow a couple of minor hits to the walls before it actually invalidates the time for qualifying. Only if it's a fairly solid hit, or if you've just sort of drifted outwards through the corner with some pace, scrape the wall, it's not going to invalidate that time. Actually, you've done that a couple of times. There we go, first time's coming through now. At 29, off the mark for spray. Oh, makes some wall contact. Must have damaged the car. Ed Farmer's set it's a 1 minute 30. Tender a 31, as does Hammer, Dirty and Vert. DK not yet getting in a time. Maybe there's been a couple of contacts. So it must be his first time lap. Oh, he's sitting back. He pulls straight through for 129.4. So that's 1/10 quicker than Spray's opening time. It's pretty tight between the two. Big slide down through turn 1. Big Les's first time lap, or is his out lap perhaps? No time on the board. Gets that time down into a 1:32. That's 3.4 second gap between 8 cars. Les to get a time on the board. And they're coming up to the last couple of corners. Its previous time 1:31.3. Bit of understeer, and then he overcorrected that. Moved the car across to the right. Makes things very interesting once drivers need to come in and use those pits during the course of the race as well. You're going to bring that car over, and if someone goes to look for an opportunity to pass, they can make things very interesting. Now Les gets a time in. Qualifies a 1:30.155. Puts him into 4th position. Parks the car up. Hey Sami, to jumping on. Coming up to a lap. He's got a smashed windscreen here. Would be residual. Now we look through the shattered glass. Very long line down along pit straight. The racing line creeps over into pit exit line. Oh, we've taken a solid. He's going to bring this car in for sure. That's what we saw Spray make contact before. On board with Dirty Monkey for the lap now. He moving right over into that pit exit line to get the full use of that corner. Cautious line around the fountain. That inside curve very slippery. Depending on your car, you usually hit those curbs reasonably well. Just bounce the car side to side through that little gauntlet. Trying to get that line just in between off those curbs in these Ginettas is much more quicker. Trying to cut through down along that red line as the apex. So it's just a little bit out from those traffic cones. You move across too far and you'll get a slowdown. And here as well, cautious of those curbs. Final hairpin, very tricky. Should be a pretty good lap. 0.45 off his qualifying time. And he qualified with a 1:36.97. So again, consistent times. Ed Farmer's also gotten in with a 1:29, just breaking in with a 0.9. Oh, he's just improved it with that lap. He's only 0.039 away from DK's time now. Ed Farmer is reeling in on DK's pole time. Big slide that's going to be costly. Doesn't make wall contact. There's not enough time to bring the car back in if he takes damage. Only 4.5 minutes to go. Yeah, Mick's fending with 2 injured arms at the moment. He was doing the series at the start with just 1. He's had to turn all his settings down to be able to cope with it. So he'll probably be looking forward to a week off next week. He's still setting a 1:30.5. That's 1.1 off that pole time. Only 2 seconds separating the 9 drivers. And improve that. No movement on the 1:31.4. Look at Head Farmer, takes pole position. 2 tenths away. Nearly breaking into the 128s. Every lap is just getting quicker and quicker. If he can keep this momentum up, the car will be loaded with enough fuel to be able to get through the qualifying session. So every lap is out there, that weight is dropping down. Tyres are getting hotter. Oh, Mick's just pulled through as well. Oh, there's a lot of speed. He carried mid-corner. That car got up onto one wheel almost. Ed Farmer's just brought the car in. I'll be happy with that qualifying time. 1:29.126 for Head Farmer. Yeah, Sammy, I think Mick might have been listening to the stream. Knowing he's more than capable to keep the pace up, even with 2 injured arms. No improvement for DK. He's going to have opportunity for 2 laps, having 2 minutes left on the clock. Seeing that spread being pushed out between the drivers, it's only because we're getting phenomenal times at the top now. Look at this nice line, narrowly missing that tyre wall. Hammer qualifying almost 131 flat. 30 runs it right out to the wall. DK's brought the car in. That's qualifying done for DK. Improve. And Pretender improve here. No movement. Enough time for one more lap. There was a podium for Pretender last week. That's after being caught up in a lap 1 tangle, and then to go on playing podium positions. 10 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be enough time for these drivers to get across the line. Ray gets across. This qualifying complete. So all drivers now currently on their final laps. Mick's taken pole, then just puts it in the wall straight after. He was going flat stick, a 129.105. Head Farmer's in the pits as well. He's done a 129.126. We're only a couple of hundredths away from that qualifying time. First 5 drivers at 1 second gap. The first 4 tenths. Hammer moves aside. Spray jumped on the radio. Said he was on for a hot one. A lot of courtesy gets shown if you're on a hot one and you jump on the radio. Pretender's in the pits. That's it for Dirty. Oh, he moves up. He's bumped down Pretender and he's not out on track to improve it. No change for Big Les. Here comes Spray and Hammer. Oh, Spray moves up for P3. Get a chance to see Hammer just moved. I think that was at the same spot. And there we have final round for the Pagnian Imports Ginetta G40 Cup at Long Beach Street Circuit. Mick Cliff takes with a 129.105. Only 0.021 away. In position 2 was Head Farmer, so very tight between these two. It's going to be a good sign. We're in for a fantastic race tonight. And then the rest of the grid, we then have Head Farmer, Spray and Pray, DK Rush, Big Les Gaming, Dirty Monkey, The Pretender, Hammer, and the Wheeler. So trackside now as the cars grid up. I think it's going to be incredibly hard to try and call just who's going to take the win tonight with these times that we're seeing with Concrete Gauntlet that Long Beach is. Anything can happen. Through 17 laps. And once you start getting a fair bit of heat into the tyres for these cars around Long Beach, it starts to have a few dramas with the turn in. The drivers are going to have to manage the car throughout that race to try and get it optimal each lap. Drivers ready to go. Lights to go green for last time, the Ginetta G40s. Brilliant start from all. Great getaway for Mick. Things can get very sketchy for turn one. Will there be anyone game to try and make a move? And the follow on around the fountain. Pulls through nicely. A fair few 2x2, even 3 wide. That was Bert Hammer and Dirty. DK and Headfarmer battling it out. DK just snuck in time. The exit of that fountain. Both Nick and Spray are pulling away. That's Hammer. It's just gone for a slide at the back. Let's just drop back a little bit as well. I don't know where his car is. See him in Big Les's shot. Hopefully no damage, otherwise that'll be an early stop. Oh, there's wall contact for DK. Not sure if that was a fight. It's on the opposite side. Corner exit. So he may have actually made contact or slipped through the corner exit. Train of Ginetta's going on for lap 2. Spray trying to get the full use of that corner. Mick stays to the inner line. Mick may have made a scrape. Came through rather wide. Big Les pitting. Like he's got too much damage. There's definitely been touch to the front. Doesn't appear too significant. We're just only through, I think, corner 4. He's about 9 seconds behind, so something's going on for him. DK still holding on, considering we saw him previous lap at that section, making a solid hit to that wall. Spray's looking to make a move on Mick, putting big pressure on. Ooh, can he cut up the inside? He does, but it's not going to be enough. Like it's going to be an intense fight here from these first 4. Nearly touching end to end. Down through that fountain, that was very close. There is no room between them. Drivers taking a different line through that corner. It's a fantastic corner. There is many different ways that you can take that corner and get all same times just based on your driving. Oh, big under the brakes for DK. Headfarmer peels off into the pits. Could be a smart move. When they're intensely fighting like that, they're going to be cooking those tyres a bit more. And then if you're getting held up pace that we saw drivers getting. So even Mick just setting then at 129.9, the 130s for Spray and DK. Head Farmer getting similar. That lap with the pit was a 140. 30 and Pretender. Is that damage that Pretender's contending to? On again with Spray. He's been holding a nice gap to Mick throughout this. Mick peels off, interesting. Almost looked like contemplation from the Spray. I don't know if he was rolling off to try and fix a bit of an oversteer, or if he did just suddenly decide to charge off. Mick quickly darted into those pits as well. Wall contact for Spray, and that held up DK, and he's also made contact in that. He's left with nowhere to go with a sudden drop in pace. Fraser going to definitely be coming in here. I think he's taken a hefty amount of damage from that hit. Interesting just how DK's car will be faring now as well, because he took that wall hit early on and he just made contact to the front end with Spray. Head Farmer going for the early pit. Hitting the previous lap. Oh, there's a car turned around. That's Pretender's car. That car's not steering well at all. That's going to be a painful trip to get it back to the pits. DK stays out. Sprays in, as is Vert. Both Mick and the Head Farmer only 34 seconds away from race lead. So the first of the race leaders to head into the pits. Lap 6 is 17. Big Les has taken some damage. It's the second trip into the pits for him. Unfortunate, that car's on the crab walk. Like a rod once it's missing front spoiler. Craving for an opportunity. Hammer's up in P2. Hammer's had some good pit strategies that's played out nicely for him in the races. Interesting to see what he does with Long Beach. Mixes it up being a much longer track than what we've done for the rest of the series so far. Mick started to pull away from Head Farmer. Not Dirt's car, I'm pretty sure that's Dirty's car. Dirty's got some heavy scrapes on the front of that car and on the side. Les back out. Wasn't in the pits too long, but has an extra stop. It's caused him to fall back a lap. It's going on lap 6. Lap 8's just been started. Well, that's a solid hit. Unfortunate luck going on for Big Les. Oh, wall contact for Head Farmer. Probably hasn't caused any damage to the car. It was a pretty even side swipe to that wall. But did drop some pace for him. Ray's only a couple of seconds away from these two. I'm curious just where they come out when DK heads into the pits. Current position that DK is in is pretty good. He's got 26 seconds between himself and P2. And Pretenders exited out, so it must have been too much damage for that car. They have trouble getting it back to the pits potentially. Having a look at DK. Next car behind is that white dot on the map. Pretty much coming on to the last couple of corners is the next car ahead, so that's next lap traffic. He's got full space of the track, doesn't even know that there's any other cars on the track. It's just him putting down laps at this point. Previous lap were 1:30.4. Farmer and Mick have been getting in some pretty tight laps. 129.9 for Mick at 130.2 for Head Farmer. Spray also getting in with 129.9. Seeing very quick times being set throughout. Hammer also in a similar position to DK with no other cars around. So you can just concentrate on getting some good laps, try and push that gap out. Then when they both come into pit, they may have a strong chance of coming out in front of the rest of the cars that have all been and got that mandatory pit out of the way. Scarlet. Farmer closing in again. Eight tenths quicker for Head Farmer compared to Mick. Oh, he's going to go for a turn one move. No. That's going to make things more difficult. Mick has been naturally just taking a more tighter line. Naturally covering that inside line. big lift from Vert. And it's exactly just how easy it is to unsettle this car by hitting those curbs. Les moves aside, I think, under blue flag. I thought that might have been some oversteer going on. He just quickly moved out of the way. He's letting Betty Monkey and Vert Wheeler through. Hammer's pitting now. Drops down into 5th position. Vert's also coming up. See Hammer drop down into 7th position. Head Farmer still teetering with that gap. Weird times coming through at the moment. I should update. Yeah, there it goes. Right, 12 of 17. All drivers getting their mandatory pit out of the way except for DK. Seeing around the 40 seconds, 50 seconds to get in and out of the pits. It's a very long pit lane. It gets very close to that wall. Is having to carry as much speed down through there. Head Farmer's putting big pressure on again. Starting to close the gap to Vert. Jeez, he just brings the car in for the wall. DK now coming in. He had about a 30-second lead as he peeled off. Bring this track map up. The red line, we've got the white dot, that is DK's car. The blue arrow is Mick's car. Seeing DK on the move. Still going to be within normal pit speed limits. Going to be able to put the boot down about now. Then Mick is doing 190 kilometres on approach. DK is just out in front. Now, after all the different staggered pit stops, we have these 4 back up the front and battling again, just in different order. Oh, more contact on that curb. Unsettled Mick opens the door for the Head Farmer. This is where Mick's got to make sure it doesn't rattle him too much. Keep going. Oh, he tries to block. Spray's going to go for the inside line. Going to be a great battle for these last 4 laps. And while this is going on, Dirty still closing in on Vert. fighting for 5th position. Ball contact for Vert. That's going to open opportunity. Les makes hit to the rear as well. DK pulling ahead. Head Farmer managing to try and stay ahead of Mick and Spray. He makes a touch to the wall. Jenna Lee, thanks for jumping on the stream. Disconnect for Dirty Monkey. Just as he was closing right in on Vert, suffers a disconnect. Leaves 7 cars remaining now. Pretender taking damage earlier on and exiting out. Disconnect from Dirty Monkey just occurring. Oh, Mick runs a little wide. Where fatigue and the stress at the same time kicking in. Bits of concentration and physical exertion just to try and fight this car around and look for all the lines and the gaps that you're leaving. Yeah, Kellen, it is hard to try and call who to go for. We're all at it. That was a little bit of a side step. Head Farmer, hopefully not a connection issue. Spray looking to get around Mick. Lap 16. Flying ahead. Oh, GK. He's overshot that corner. Maybe made some wall contact. The lead change. Head Farmer's up the front. DK's done well to take that and then still be holding on a 1.6 second gap. Lap 16, there's enough time to close in with how tight these are racing and the fierce fighting that they are doing. Anything can happen. I think we've had a close and as intense finish for wall contact for Head Farmer. That's going to be a huge drop of pace coming onto the pit straight. Mick goes for the outside line. Oh, he's made contact, pushed him into the wall as well. White flag. Mick stays to an inside line. This is where he's been taking nearly every lap. Oh, head farmer, big contact, narrowly miss both Mick and Spray. So DK moves back up a spot. Can head farmer recover? Yes, in P4. Yeah, generally everyone's pitted. So it's a fight to the finish now. I think Spray's got big momentum to try and get a win on this final lap. He's just going to try and line it up. This is where he's going to have to play smart with positioning the car just to try and force a different line from Mick. There's only about 4 corners left in it. Oh, is that a touch in the braking zone? They are super close. Mick's going to have to grow extra wide here and get them elbows out. Oh, and the slipstream may be enough to get. You can see the finish line inside. Is it a win for Mick? There's no way of getting through. Look how close this gap is. Less than 2 tenths crossing the line. Mick P1, Spray P2, DK P3. What a finish. And head farmer P4. What an exciting last few laps from those 4. They were added at the start of the race as well. And Mick will be stoked. Fantastic win. Vert crosses the line, P5. Hammer P6. And there we have our results for the final of the Pagnian Imports Ginetta G40 Cup. And our winner for Long Beach Street Circuit is Mick Cliff. And I'll make sure I do actually get the correct fastest lap this time as well. It appears to be a 129. A 129.460. That's been set, and that's spray and pray. So that's some huge pace. I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of those last laps he was carrying a heap. Congratulations to Mick taking the win in the final round, worth the huge points as well. And on the podium in P2 is Spray and Pray and DK in P3. And then the rest of our standings is then Head Farmer, Vert, Wheeler, Hammer and Big Les. So we'll be bringing in our podium drivers now. Spray and DK will be joining us. The menus are a little bit slow to load then, but the invite's just shot out, so we'll see them joining in a moment. And congratulations, Mick.
Cheers. They made me work for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's it. Say that those opening laps, it was tight between yous 4, and then, geez, finishing up. When DK finally got out of his pit and it was used 4 just all bunched back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
yeah, I think DK had us covered, but it's bad luck to him.
And then even Head Farmer narrowly avoided both you and Spray, Mick.
Oh.
Yeah, I got Palmer in the back a little bit, but it didn't do any damage.
Yeah.
Oh, so was that a race incident there at JT? He just admitted to that. I think I get first.
Nah, he was already gone. I hit him after he bounced off the wall.
Yeah.
He probably helped you avoiding hitting you,
Yeah.
actually. I think
I'd
he pushed
say
him
probably
around a
did.
bit quicker.
Yeah, probably. I saw it happen. I thought, oh no.
Yeah. I just thought it was going to take all 4 of yous out in that. So he's coming through full pelt.
What when I spun it?
No, Head Farmer had a spin turn 1. Just right in
Turn
front of
1 was like full commitment the whole race.
Yeah, and some bad luck for your spin too, DK.
Oh well.
And even early on too, taking a hit. I think it was around that turn 4.
Yeah, I hit the wall a couple of times on turn 4.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of front end damage. But, no, the tyre wall at the end there that spun me around, that gave me quite rather bad suspension damage, so...
Trying to fight it out for that last lap.
Yeah, I was so dizzy because it spun so fast. I was so dizzy, I just wanted to get back going again and try and stay with the front runners, but... And then I just kept thinking, I hope these guys come together. And turn one, I was like, turn one, I was like, oh no.
Spray was pushing me.
Yeah. Oh, I got so many runs out onto that straight there, Mickey, and I thought, oh, I've got him.
Yeah.
And then you just move over, and I thought, oh, okay. And then when you pushed Farmer up against, Farmer up against the wall, I should have went to the inside, but I thought, oh, I'll go to the out.
Yeah.
That was great racing, Spray. You've been quick all week, mate.
Yeah, great race.
Good driving.
And fastest lap of the race too.
Yes.
29.460. Was that one of your last ones?
I think it was like lap 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I think it was just as Deco was coming out of the pits, and my crew chief said that's the fastest lap. I said, oh yeah, sure, but
No, you were flying.
Yeah, you were flying,
I was lucky to get that win, that's for sure. I was lucky to stay on the podium. I thought them fellas had me.
I thought I collected
That's
you
the
at
limit,
that back straight at the braking marker there, Mick.
Yeah,
I
you
think
did
I
collect me a
tapped
little bit. Yeah.
Oh no! Glad I got me on the.
I thought these guys are
are
playing for sheep stations today.
Well, Spray, even when you tagged that same tyre barrier that I spun on, and I think I just tapped you at the bum, but I had to lock the brakes up pretty hard.
Yeah, I saw you come. I thought, oh no!
Missed you.
And then you must have slowed down or something.
Yeah, I had to go back to first gear. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
To get out of the range, and then that's why I was side by side up to the next corner.
Yeah, that's why I just let you pass.
Yeah,
I was going to help you.
Yeah, it was pretty intense
And
race.
Sami's said for you, Mick, must have taken some spinach like Popeye for those arms.
Yeah. Don't worry, they're both
Long
resting
Beach
now.
with 2 injured arms, yep.
Well, I'm starting to think, are they really injured? Because
I was gonna
he
say,
seemed to drive pretty
race
well.
like that.
Yeah. His missos is probably a bit upset now.
Yeah, no, I'll pay the price later and tomorrow.
Yeah, you will.
Spray secretly he's getting his missus to just hit his arm with a crowbar.
Yeah.
Oh,
that one hurt.
That's
Yeah. All the head games you play is with this.
No, they still work properly. They're just really sore. So
Yeah.
You did
the
well.
pain.
Yeah, you did pretty
Enjoy a good rest next week.
Yeah, I
Back
will.
on the handful V8.
Yeah.
There'll be a good fight again, especially if we're seeing stuff like this being done in the Ginettas. So it's going to be pretty tight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's back to full setups as well for the V8, yeah?
Yeah, custom setups.
Custom setups.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I say we start practicing right now.
Yeah, great series. Congrats, DK. I'm
Very
pretty sure you got the win, mate.
Great
Yeah, providing any penalties. I don't know if there's
Yeah.
an incident
Oh, you
tonight.
took me out. Oh no.
I better not be in an incident report this week.
No, I know. I think that I might have bumped Ed Farmer into the roundabout in the second lap. I don't know.
It might make things tight.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep an eye on it. I'm pretty sure I had the inside line, but I felt a bump. I just don't know if he turned down on me or if I understeered into him. So, but I know that he sort of pulled back a position or two after that. So, well, anyway, leave it up to the stewards.
Yeah, thanks, JT. Thanks, watchers.
Thanks,
No
JT.
worries.
Appreciate
guys.
the series, mate.
Thanks.
It was
worries.
actually very funny because my last championship stubby holder came just the other week. So,
That's what inspired him.
that's right.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate. We'll see you in the
guys.
V8s.
Congratulations, Nip. We'll see you in
Thanks,
the
Yeah.
V8s.
Yeah.
He is.
There we have our podium finishes with Mick taking the win for the final race, and then Spray in P2 and DK in P3, and then that wraps us up for the Ginetta G40 Cup. And then we do start off in the V8 Supercars for another 5-round series, and then we'll be doing Brno GP, Hockenheim GP, we've got Dubai Autodrome International, Zolder, and then finishing up at Bathurst Mount Panorama. And we will be having a week's break next week, and then we will be returning back with our V8 Supercars the following week, and then there is daylight savings time that is ending in between, so that means the next series will be starting at 7:35 p.m. for Australian Eastern Standard Time rather than daylight savings time, so do take note of that if you're being used to our current time for New South Wales that we run from. So thanks for tuning in, and then I hope to see you trackside next time.